More than 10,000 people died in drunk driving related crashes in 2012. This according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, a Georgia law looking to bring that number down, but some just aren't too happy about it. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Holmes.
And I'm Jennifer Andrews. Well, if a suspected drunk driver refuses a field sobriety test, officers can now quickly get a search warrant to forcibly draw blood. WJCL's Ashley Lincoln talked to a Savannah man who went through that same scenario.
He did, Kevin and Jennifer. He said it's not something he wants to relive again. The man you're about to hear from says although what he did was wrong, he says he should still have the right to refuse a blood test.
They asked me if I had been drinking. I told them I had a couple drinks while I was at the bar. He asked if I would blow for him, and I told him no, I'm not going to do that.
This Savannah resident who didn't want to reveal his identity said he knows too well about what he is calling a forcible draw of his blood for a DUI test after he had one too many before getting behind the wheel.
They decided to go ahead and start doing a blood test, even though I had told them I didn't want to do any more tests. I asked, why am I doing this test? I told you I don't want to do a test. And he said, because it's the law, you have to do it.
And the officer was right. A fairly new law some Georgia jurisdictions are implementing if there is probable cause a driver is under the influence.
If they do not give consent for that blood draw, that department, that agency will have to get a search warrant signed by a judge.
There are now judges on call in participating counties to sign a warrant quickly. Guyton Police Chief Randy Alexander says once that warrant is signed, they have the right to draw blood, a practice they're prepared to use in Guyton.
We just don't force someone to take it. I mean, if that officer has enough probable cause that person refused the blood draw, then that officer would have to file the necessary paperwork to get a search warrant signed by the judge.
To get a Georgia driver's license, you have to agree to take a state-administered test like the Intoxilator 5000. If an officer suspects you've been drinking and driving, it's called implied consent. You can refuse, but if you do, you lose your license for a year. Plus, that decision can be used as evidence against you when you go to trial. That's why a growing number of DUI defense attorneys say you should say no to the test if you've been drinking.
It's not a hard and fast rule, but if you know that you've had several drinks and you might possibly be over the limit, you're already arrested. Why give them count two? In this country, we have the right against self-incrimination.
I couldn't believe that I had done something that stupid. But at the same time, I don't agree with anything. Like, you should have the right to say yes or no to anything, and if you already say no, then they shouldn't be able to go and make you do it.
And Metro Police announced last month they're working with the Chatham County DA's office in implementing search warrants for driver's blood. And Kevin and Jennifer, so far they've already collected 3 of those warrants.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.